All right, so we've been looking for the last few weeks, we've been looking at the close guard position, how to work from bottom. Right, this position right here. Okay, basically like one of the most fundamental positions in jiu-jitsu. Right, we've been looking at how to pull people in from here, how to pull them in and set up submissions here. So how to pull people in here. We've looked at the triangle here. We've also taken a look at the kimura. We're going to look at that again today. And we've looked at situations where we bump our partner backwards, where they're sitting tall and we're getting up and hitting them with hip bump sweeps. We've done that twice. We did it last week. We also did it some few weeks back. We also looked at knocking people back when they stand all the way up. Okay? So today we're going to really get into pulling people in and knocking them back. The dilemma between if his head is leaned forward, how I pull him in, and if his head is leaned too far back, how to knock him back, and how to work these two together, okay? So first technique, we're gonna look at pulling our partner in. So for Jonas to stand up, he needs hands in my armpits here, either like this or hands in the bicep, okay? What I need to do is I need to get his hands on the mat because this is his way out. This is his defense because when I try to pull him in, his arms block. If I try to sit up and knock him back, his arm's in the way. So I need to move the arms. So I'm gonna swim my arms to the inside, hands come together. If I just try to like move my hands to move his arms, if you just put some weight in here, it's not gonna happen. But when I straighten my body, it takes weight off the arms and I can swim my arms through. When my arms come through, I pull my knees to my chest here. So look, my hips extended right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull my knees in to bring his hands on the mat. So I've pulled him in and his hands are in danger, his arms are in danger now that they're on the mat. We're gonna look at attacking an arm here. So I'm gonna get a grip here on his wrist. Now what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna sit up like this. This is like the most basic way people learn kimuras, but the problem is that if I'm looking to attack this arm, Jonas, he can come forward and he can lock his hands around my waist. Yep, and now he can push me down to the mat and I'm not gonna get this arm. So after I pull his hands to the mat here, I swim through, I grab the wrist here, and I can also grab like right around the tricep. What I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna pull my knees to my left side here. So see how I move his head? This way my back doesn't get off the mat, so he can't lock his hands. Now I push the wrist down and look at my other arm here. It goes over and the hand swims under here. I can grab my own wrist. This is called a kimura grip here. So look, I pull him in, one hand on the wrist here, the other hand goes over, under, and I grab my own wrist here. So I have this lock here. Right. From here, I could try to go, but the problem here is because I'm right under Jonas, he can start to sit up, and maybe he can get to pull out this arm. So I need some weight on his back here. So the way I do that is I open my legs, my left foot plants on the mat, and I straighten this leg here. I straighten and I turn. So look, my hips move away from under him, and I can throw this over his back. So now when he tries to sit up, it's more difficult. To tighten this kimura here, because I'm attacking a joint lock here, I'm attacking the elbow and shoulder. To really make this tight, I'm gonna pull his elbow up so it gets in line with his shoulder here. So I pull it up. Now there's more tension, Jonas can feel it. To finish it, I could just try to push the wrist, but to make it even stronger, I'm gonna move my head away from his elbow and I'm gonna pull down with this top elbow here. So I'm thinking about pulling the elbow down towards the mat. Okay? So one more time. We'll have time to go drill this in detail. Here, start with your partner here. This is the start position. He looks for this so he can look to stand up. So we need to clear it. Hands on the inside. If Jonas leaning forward, I'm not going to clear the hands just by moving my arms, but when I straighten my hips, look how my butt goes off the mat. There's less tension in these arms, so I can swim past them. Now I need to pull them in, so my hips collapse, and I pull. Knees to the chest. Now from here, I find a wrist. I grab the tricep. Now, if I just try to get up here, Jonas's head is in the way. But when I pull my knees to this corner, his head moves away. I got the wrist, my arm goes over. So look, my elbow on top of his elbow. Hand goes under, and I grab my own wrist. Here. Now I need an angle. The way I get an angle is by straightening this leg. I straighten, and now I turn my hip. So look here, I'm out on the side here. I'm not straight under. I straighten here. Now from here, the kimura is not strong because his elbow is too low. To put tension in the arm, I need to pull the elbow all the way up here. So I pull his elbow all the way up to his shoulder. And to finish it, I move my head away and I pull down with this elbow here. Okay, when he feels tension in either his shoulder or his elbow, he taps. If he taps on the mat, he taps very loudly. If he can find like something that's part of my body and tap on it, it's even better because I can hear and I can feel the tap. Okay? So guys, we're pulling him down. So this all comes from the knee pull. So my knee's pulling in. First I pull him in straight, and then I pull him to the side. You've got to really pull with your knees. Last time, here, hands on the inside, lift your hips, swim through. Once his hand's off me, I can knee pull him in. Find the wrist, find the tricep. His head's in the way, so I knee pull him to the side. Lock my hands first, and now if I need more angle, I straighten this, and I kind of push off his body so I can move my butt out. Now I can lock again, pull the elbow all the way up to the shoulder. Look at Jonas's hand here. This means he's feeling the pain here. Once the elbow is high up by the shoulder, look how I kind of move away, and I pull with my left elbow to put in the submission. Okay? This is a very strong way where we can pull people in, clear their arms, pull them in, lock the arm, and start to put that torque up. Let's grab our partner, try them free. 1, 2, 3.